Good morning. I'm Peter Alexander in New York with an NBC News special report. It is 5:01 a.m. on the East Coast, and the Carolinas are being swamped by these heavy rains and high winds from Hurricane Florence. Major damage is already being reported. The number of power outages has now jumped to more than 200,000. We are certainly not out of the woods yet. Dangerous water rescues taking place even as we speak. We want to get right to our team on the ground, beginning with Craig Melvin, who's in Wilmington, North Carolina. Craig, tell us, we can see you getting blown around out there.
Peter, since we checked in last hour, the winds have picked up considerably here in Wilmington, north of 65 miles per hour at last check. Those power outages that you mentioned also widespread here in Wilmington. Roughly 15,000 homes at least are without power, and the rains continue. This is, of course, going to be the case for the next few hours here in Wilmington, North Carolina. The rains, though, going to be around for the next few days. There are experts here on the ground in Wilmington who say that this is a city that is likely to get what it would normally get in 7 or 8 months in terms of rainfall over the next 2 or 3 days. Widespread flooding going to happen here in Wilmington, North Carolina, Peter.
All right, Craig, be safe out there. Thanks so much. New Bern, North Carolina, reporting 150 people awaiting rescue right now. They just tweeted out in all caps, "We are coming to get you." Joe Fryer is in Jacksonville, North Carolina, in the middle of this storm as well. Joe, tell us about the scene there, getting hit.
Well, yeah, that's right, Peter. You can see the wind and rain, obviously a major issue here right now. We are among the 200,000 who have lost power. Our hotel has no power right now, and that happened at 9 o'clock last night before the winds were even remotely this powerful. So this is part one of this storm that's a concern. Jacksonville, keep in mind, it's about a 20-mile drive to even get to the coast, so we're not even on the ocean right now, and we're seeing this. The big concern is going to be river flooding from here on out, Peter.
Joe Fryer, thank you very much. To NBC's Dylan Dreyer, she is also in Wilmington for us this morning. The warnings have always been this idea of life-threatening storm surge and rain, and that's one of those places that really is in the middle of that flood fear.
That's right, Peter. And, you know, we're kind of at a point of low tide right now, so that's why we're not seeing this whole area flooded out. The next tide comes after 11:30 this morning, so that's when we could see part of the Cape Fear River try to come back on shore. Right now, we're in certainly a windy area, and as the eye wall of Hurricane Florence gets closer and closer to land here, we are going to see winds continue to increase. We might even get a period of calm winds as the eye passes over the east coast of North Carolina before it gets nasty again on the backside of the storm. Peter.
All right, Dylan, be safe out there. Thanks so much. Let's get to Al Roker, who's here. Al, within the last few minutes, we got our new update from the Hurricane Center. What does it say?
That's right. No changes in intensity right now, Peter, and we're going to check the track in just a second. But you can see it is still a Category 1 storm, only 25 miles east of Wilmington, North Carolina, 90-mile-per-hour winds, moving west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. And on top of everything else we have to deal with today, we also have to worry about, as this gets closer, the north and eastern quadrant is where we see the strongest activity, and that's where we also have a tornado watch from Surf City up to Cape Hatteras and back to the north and west. So here's the latest track as you can see it as it stands right now. Landfall about 8 a.m. this morning, and then it continues, it quickly drops down to a tropical system moving past Myrtle Beach and then right on top of Columbia. So they'll be looking at tropical force conditions. By Monday morning, it's a low pressure system making its way further up into the Ohio and Mississippi River valleys. And look at this. By the time we get to Wednesday, we're going to be dealing with it here in the Northeast and New England. So that's going to be bringing some rain as well. Right now, here are the winds that are going on. We've got hurricane force winds up in New River, Cherry Point as well, and they're going to be really starting to build as this system comes online. So here's what we're looking at as far as the impacts. Peak gusts will be over 100 miles per hour. The hurricane force winds extend out 80 miles from the center. So as this comes on shore, we're going to be seeing problems. Also, the biggest problem we worry about, the storm surge. We're going to be looking at 7 to 11 feet right around Wrightsville Beach. As that water comes in, pushed by the waves, we're going to be looking at big problems there. And the rainfall, another big issue. We're expecting isolated totals of up to 40 inches, but generally 10 to 20 inches, Peter.
Hurricane Florence, a slow motion natural disaster hitting the Carolina coast as we speak. Al, thank you very much. We're going to have the very latest on a special edition of Today that'll start at 6 o'clock Eastern time and live coverage throughout the day here on NBC, MSNBC, and NBCNews.com. I'm Peter Alexander in New York. This has been an NBC News special report.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.